This has been a very good weekend. I enjoyed it very much. I spent time with my friend, a lot of the time making or helping her with videos for her YouTube channel, which I enjoy very much. Filming, being part of the filmmaking process, also occasional appearances and other inputs. Playing the piano, that's a first for me this weekend. But I enjoy it. I had a good time. She was in a good mood, which is such a relief. It was great. I had a wonderful time. And so it leaves me on a bit of a high. I also had some communication with my sister for the first time for a week or more, in which her communication, she revealed something about the mental health of someone close to her, which is something I can understand or empathize with. And it has the potential to open up the way for me to talk more about myself and my problems, if I can bring myself to do that. So that's quite exciting. I think I did mention the hypnotherapy in a video recently, this last week. I have been having more throat issues, and my friend did promise some healing this weekend, but we were so busy doing other things it didn't happen. Although she did record one of her wonderful piano voice pieces, which gives me so much pleasure to listen to them. It's more than pleasure. I get a deep emotional response at times to the music and voice. I can't really explain that. That's perhaps something for another video, another occasion. Anyway, I'm back home today, and guess what? No work this week. That's exciting. My wife came home this evening, and then on Thursday morning, I think, she's going off to Italy for 10, 10 days, 10 days or so. Italy and Staffordshire, a bit of a come down, some might say, which gives me 10 days of freedom. Again, that sounds so mean saying that, but it means I don't have anyone else's agenda I have to work to. Now, I have in theory got the place in the Lake District booked for the whole 10 days, but I had planned to travel to Brighton with my friend for a sacred ceremony, for want of a better, more appropriate word. But unfortunately, the person who's the facilitator has made himself unavailable. And on hearing the news, my wonderful friend B uh, mobilized herself to contact someone she met a couple of years ago who lives up in the northeast, who also facilitates this ceremony, with the idea of trying to rearrange for these same dates next week, which is wonderful, so kind of her. Unfortunately, it couldn't happen, but she has sounded out this woman about having another go, trying again in the new year. Why the new year? Why 3 months' time, you think? Because she's going to come with me, and this is the busy time for her, the run up to Christmas. She hasn't got time to do it. So she's looking to arrange something for the new year. So she's still happy to do it with me, because for me, this is a huge thing. I don't want to go into too much detail around this, but it tends to be a group ceremony, and really I couldn't face that. I'm not just saying that, I really could not do that on any level. So it would be possible to do a one-to-one ceremony, but whereas I couldn't cope with a group, I would find just me and one or maybe two other facilitators. I couldn't do that either. So the original idea came about that she would come with me as someone I trust, about around whom I'm amazingly comfortable, and with whom I can, as far as I can, with anyone, let go. Last weekend, it was amazing recording a soundtrack for one of her videos. Sound effects, and I was actually shouting and making noises for this to add to the sound effect track. Now, had she not started, I couldn't have done it. And it wasn't as loud as I thought it might be. But I've never done that before. Shouting, roaring. Something quite new for me. And this morning I woke up, I could barely talk. My voice is still rough now. But that's great, so liberating. And we could do this because I know she has much less restraint than me. But her landlords were away for the weekend. And as she said, "Oh, come and stay, we can make some noise." And it did. We did. And when she was out on the Saturday morning, I think it was, I was able to play the piano. Me? Play the piano? Now, I had lessons when I was 12, 13. I really couldn't do it. Got nowhere with it at all. Because it was performing in front of someone else. So I couldn't do it. I never learned piano at all. And to feel that able to sit down at this piano and just make noise and not worry about what it sounds like, and find that some bits actually sound quite good, is, for me, it's amazing. It's been another amazing thing this weekend. Something I'd like to build on. Now, we have the piano here. Can you see that? Rather nasty Yamaha upright. Supposed to be good, but I don't like it. But I can't play it because it makes too much noise, and we have charming neighbours just the other side of the hallway. And I can't make noise with people around. I'm sorry. Sorry, that's a bit rude. At my friend's house, I have been able to make a bit of noise with her landlord and lady there. Just a little bit. In a way that I can't hear. I can't make that noise here. And that's great, but this weekend, no one there. I can just do it. In fact, I did do a piano accompaniment for another one of her videos, which sounds good, but it's just me plinking away randomly. But the fact that I could do that, I can't do that at home. I can't do that with my wife. But with her, it doesn't matter. Yeah, this was going to be like a 2-minute video. It's turned out to be 10, which means I'll struggle to upload it. So I will probably cut it short in a minute. Anything else to say? Wonderful weekend. Back home. Wife's in a better mood after her weekend away. And I would say prior to it, she was absolutely hell. She was awful. And she did actually apologise this evening in passing for her beastly behaviour before she went away. But that stress does that to her. She puts this stress on herself, and I suffer from it. And it's something she's choosing to do. She's choosing to do these musical events and gets so stressed and takes it out on me. I find that rather difficult. But anyway, she's a bit better now, today. Whether it'll build up again in the next couple of days prior to her departure for Italy, we'll have to see. Fingers crossed there. But anyway, wonderful weekend, and things are a bit better here for a couple of days, and then I've got 10 days on my own. I have had a tentative invitation to help my friend with her work later this week, and she mentioned the possibility of, weather permitting, returning to the Naturist Club at the weekend. However, sadly, very sadly, the weather is not going to be good, which is a real blow for me. But I think 70% chance of rain, no sun, and 11 or 12 degrees isn't going to sell naturism to someone who comes from Southern Europe, really. Sad, but true. But at least she offered. But that was great. Anyway, there you go. This will have to stop now because it's gone on quite long enough, quite late enough. I've been home for 4 or 5 hours. No, not 4, 8, 6 hours, and my head's itching already. I don't know what that's all about. Perhaps it's the food. No, it started before food this evening. Don't know. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'm off to bed. I hope to have a reasonable night, and I hope you have a good night too. If you're listening, which some of you are. Thank you for that. Anyway, I'm off now. The washing's finished, so I can put that in to dry overnight. Or leave it to hang tomorrow. I don't know. I shall think about that. Decisions. Anyway, I'll say it again. Good night. Speak to you again. Have a good time.